Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Reese's Random Reviews. I am Reese, I'm about to give you a random review, but screw who my name is and what this is all about. Fargo Season 3 is on its way! I am a huge Fargo fan, so I thought, just for a tribute that Season 3 is on its way, I'm going to review the two seasons of Fargo. Season 1 on this video, and Season 2 on the next video. Just so you know guys, if you haven't seen any of the Fargo seasons, please go and watch Fargo Season 1 and 2, then you can come back and watch this. But this video will only be about Season 1. The next video will be about Season 2. So, let's get down to it. Here is Fargo Season 1's review by me. The season tells the story about a man called Lorne Malvo, who comes into town. He's an outsider, he's not from Fargo, but when he's there, he meets an insurance salesman who has a terrible life called Lester Nygaard, played by Martin Freeman. And this is what really intrigued me about Fargo. When I actually came home from London, this was during the Easter holidays, I just saw my girlfriend for the weekend, I came home on Sunday night, Fargo was the only good thing that was on. I put it on, and the only thing that really interested me was the fact that they had Billy Bob Thornton and Martin Freeman together in this season. And what the rest of the season is about is Malvo, played by Billy Bob Thornton, meets Martin Freeman's character. And Lester Nygaard has a really terrible life. Like, he has a wife who just literally insults him and thinks that he's really bad, and she psychologically abuses him. He has an older brother who literally mocks him and says that my life is better than yours, because he's got a more beautiful wife, he's even got a kid, and, he's got a more successful job. And then, of course, he's got a school bully who's now grown up who still beats him up. So Lester's life is pretty shit. So when Lester's literally down on his luck, Lorne Malvo says to Lester that he can actually change his life, that he can stick up for himself, that he can fight back, he doesn't have to live through all this. But obviously taking advice from Lorne Malvo is not a good idea, because Lester, in a misunderstanding of the conversation, accidentally sends Lorne Malvo to kill his school bully, and then after that Lester's gets the influence from this, so he ends up killing his wife. Yes, Lester Nygaard kills his wife. It is honestly such a shocking moment. It was one of the most shocking moments I'd ever seen on television. I hadn't been that shocked since they killed off Lindsay Nolan in Hollyoaks. If you're a Hollyoaks fan, you would completely understand what I'm talking about. But I just couldn't believe what happened when Lester had killed his wife, and this got me more intrigued to watch the season. I mean, after such a explosive pilot, like this is probably the most explosive pilot of a TV series I've ever seen, I was literally hooked on Fargo and was like, I want to find out what happens with Lester Nygaard, and I want to know what happens to Lorne Malvo. Like, I was just hooked on this. I had to watch Fargo, and I did. I watched all of the 10 episodes, the 10 weeks it ran, and I was just hooked on every episode. Every time an episode had ended, it made me more excited to find out what was going to happen in the next one, because you just don't know what was going to happen. That's what I loved about it. You just didn't know. It was all kept under wraps, and all these characters kept popping up, and then they became either useful or they didn't, or you didn't know who was going to die or who was going to live. It was just really shocking but amazing. It is such a fantastic season because not only is it kept under wraps during the plot, the performances in the season are fantastic. Billy Bob Thornton, for example, playing Lorne Malvo, he deserved to win Best Actor for this role because he was epic in this role. He was sinister, but he was fantastic. He was evil, he was slimy, he was sinister, he was scary, but at the same time he was really likable and he was really funny as well. And Billy Bob Thornton just nailed this role. Like, when you watched him, it was just incredible to see. Also, another fantastic performer was Martin Freeman playing Lester Nygaard. I think, to me, even though people prefer him as Watson in Sherlock or in The Hobbit, I think Lester Nygaard is Martin Freeman's best role he has ever taken, because it's just something so unexpected from a character that you wouldn't think would do any harm to another character. This character killed his wife and he tries to get away with it, and he manipulates and lies to people and tries to sly his way out of it. It's just incredible. And also, Lester Nygaard is definitely one of my favourite anti-heroes of all time, because he's not a villain. You know, he's not a bad guy, and nor now is he a good guy. He's literally a good guy who's done something bad, but he did it for a reason. He didn't just do it because he decided to turn cold-hearted and was like, right, I'm going to kill my wife. You know, he had to do it for a real reason. You know, he had his moments. The actress who plays the policewoman, I can't remember her name. I think it's Alison Thomas, I think, or something like that. I thought she was fantastic as the policewoman. I think she did a really fantastic job. This was actually her first sort of big major break role, you know, and I thought she was absolutely fantastic. Colin Hanks as well, playing Gus. I thought he was fantastic. He's a really great actor. I loved him in King Kong, and you know, he's a really great dramatic actor. He can also be quite funny at times as well. And I just felt sorry for his character. Like, I really loved his character, Gus. I thought he was just a wonderful character, and I was really hoping as well that his character wouldn't die or anything would happen to him. Luckily, nothing does, so I was like really relieved. You know, he was fantastic. The settings as well, and the way the cinematography is done is also really incredible. Like how it's filmed and how it's done. It's got a sort of like Shining feel to it. Like it's got a really sinister sort of horror film tone to it. And it just makes up for being such a very dark toned but also very sort of light-hearted comedy as well, because this isn't just meant to be all gore and violence. It's actually meant to be really silly and funny as well. I mean, you probably wouldn't believe that, but it's true. Fargo is actually a really funny black comedy. There are some really hysterical moments in this that I literally just burst out laughing, and also there are some really odd moments in terms of dialogue and talking that just sort of go off track, but you just go along with it because that's what makes Fargo season 1 amazing. There's also this really creepy theory that I remember doing on my very second episode of Reese's Random Reviews about the fish in this season. There are so many fish in Fargo, it's unbelievable. There's all like these little clues and theories about why are there fish, you know, in this series. You know, what's going on, what is with the fish. You know, it's just really, really strange. But they all have like these really rare reasons of why the fish are in it. But guys, honestly, apart from that, the whole season of Fargo is incredible. It's a really great season. It's got great storytelling. Noah Hawley, who wrote the series, is an inspirational writer. He is fantastic that he wrote all these 10 episodes, and he did a fantastic job in this season. And also the fact that he just came up with a really powerful story, great likable characters, and just an amazing setting throughout. I'm going to give Fargo season 1 out of 10 a 9. It's an amazing season and I loved it, and Fargo season 1 was fantastic, and it got me more excited when they announced that they were going to do a season 2. That'll be my next video, guys. I'll review season 2 next. Guys, as always, thank you so much for watching my random reviews. Please comment and tell me what you guys thought of Fargo, and I want to hear your thoughts. And please let me know anything else about the season that you loved. And also as well, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. More videos are on the way, and I'm Reese, and I've just given you another random review.